Welcome back to the Foul Line. I'm your host as always, Connor Black. With me, Wyatt Hull.
How you doing?
Before we introduce Nick here, let's address some things. We mentioned it on the live, Wyatt had stepped away from the show. He's going to be missed, no doubt. He's been here since the beginning, since we started this thing 3 years ago. Definitely going to be different without him. But I think him stepping away is for the best at this time. Best for him, best for us, best for everybody. You got anything you wanna add?
It's definitely gonna be different. He talked a lot. Not everything he said was correct, but he definitely did talk a lot. Brought a lot of energy. A lot of clickable moments. So we're definitely gonna miss that.
Yeah, but we're happy to have our newest co-host, Nick. Nick, say what's up to the Foul Line out there. Yeah, we're excited to have him on. High energy, big Thunder fan, long-time viewer. So it's great to have somebody on who supports the dream, supports the show. We're hoping he can fill the shoes that Wyatt left behind. So it's gonna be fun. But do things a little different this episode. We're gonna kind of get a little personal, talk about things we want to accomplish on the podcast, kind of just the future of what we want to do and how we're gonna do it. Starting with getting a new co-host. Eventually get a new setup. Just things are gonna get better. We're sitting at 859 subscribers right now. We're close to that 1K mark. Get us to that 1K mark. Get us some YouTube money. But yeah, what's kind of some goals that you'd want to hit personally for the podcast?
I definitely either before the end of this year or before the halfway mark of next year, I would definitely like for us to interview a collegiate athlete or even an NBA athlete. I think that would be really good. It'll get a view of what it's like to be someone like that. And I think that'd be a pretty cool milestone for all of us to meet someone like that and talk to someone like that. And I know we talk about hitting the road to 1K. I want to hit 100K by the end of this year. I want us to grow exponentially. That's one thing I've had in mind since we started is hitting that 100K mark. Getting that silver play button. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to hang up on all these jerseys.
Yeah, most definitely. 100K by the end of the year is crazy, but you never know. I didn't expect us. This is what our fifth episode back since we changed things up, and we're almost at 1K. I didn't expect us to be here so soon. We're averaging about 1,000 views a video. So, Nick, let's pass to you. What's some things that you wanna bring to us?
Man, a collegiate athlete would definitely be cool. Whether it's D1 or NAIA. I know there's a few guys who talk about collabing with one that I thought with or Duke. They just got done at Duke. I think not necessarily. I wasn't as ambitious as Wyatt with 100K, but I was thinking consistent like a 2K subscribers, and then getting to like a constant 5K views.
Yeah.
Just most videos.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely one of my goals is to hit that 5K mark on a video. I think our top view video is almost at 3.7, so we're close. But yeah, definitely 5K. Definitely want to have over 1,000 subs in the next couple months, which is definitely possible. Especially at the rate we're going, as consistent as we've been. As the fans that we brought in, we've started to, one of the things that, doesn't feel like a big accomplishment, but it was for me, was when we started getting comments on videos, because it shows that people are actually, tuning in, they're interacting, it's such a good thing to have. We had somebody shout us out from New York, that's great. I never thought we'd get viewers outside of Oklahoma. But yeah.
We honestly can't say how much we appreciate the viewership, and it's such a great thing to see the start of building a community with this podcast. Everyone in the comments is so interactive. We try to be as interactive as we can, respond to all of you guys, because that is something that we really do cherish here and as a community.
we started with 0 fans, and here we are. You know, you can say we have 859 fans. I mean,
when we started this, we were going through the halls of our high school.
Just word of mouth and like
telling our teachers and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we came a long way. You know, if you go to our YouTube and you watch the best/funniest moments of the foul line, like you'll see where we started from. We started from straight audio, you know, uploading through Anchor and Spotify, recording on our phones at like 2 a.m, whispering so we don't wake our parents up, like
video chats on a Chromebook.
Yeah, video chats on Google Meet, screen recording and uploading. Like the grind is real. You know, we're still building. You know, this is honestly, you know, step one and the next step that we're going to be taking. But yeah, we've, you know, if I'm filming on Wyatt's couch in his apartment, to finally getting, you know, kind of our own space that we can call ours. It's been our journey. And it's been fun. You know, Nick's been there from the beginning as a viewer. He was one of those people that was word of mouth, like spreading the word. You know, come check us out. You know, shout out everybody who's been a guest at one point. You know, I can probably name them all. You know, Ian Guthrie, Caden Thomason, Wyatt Harrell. You were known as a guest at one point too. I mean,
yeah, we were just in class one day, and you said, "Do you want to be on the podcast?" You didn't even know my name before that. No, the only reason that you even knew I liked sports is because I decided to try out for the basketball team.
Yeah.
That's whenever I'd say our friendship actually started.
Yeah, and then, you know, here we are 2 years later, and you're a co-host, and, you know, your apartment was a studio for a little bit.
I'll say, I think in my first actual real podcast, I did live, but I mean, it's already cool seeing what we got ahead of us. Like, we all have ambitions. We see a lot of potential. I mean, shows we got ready, you know.
We're driven.
Diving into it.
Yeah.
Now we're really gonna start getting something.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to have Nick on. I mean, the fact that he brought so much energy on just his first live, and obviously it showed. You know, I think the analytics showed that we gained like 22 subs just from the live alone. It's amazing. If you look at the live, I think it has like 107 views. Honestly, I didn't expect it to even get that much because it's the first time we've done a live. Something way different. It's not our usual, you know, videos that we do, but it was fun. I would do it again. But it was definitely an eye opener to what we need to change and that we can do something different. You know, as in some things we're gonna start doing different. You know, like Nick mentioned and Wyatt mentioned, interviews. We do have some things lined up for like high school players, you know, transferring into that collegiate stage, you know, maybe some, you know, lower level collegiate athletes. You know, like I said, we want to eventually get to that mark to where we got somebody that people know. I mean, people that, you know, playing at that, you know, maybe D2, lower level D1, you know, like Wyatt said, eventually to that NBA level. I mean, that's the goal, is to, you know, get an NBA player on here eventually.
Hey, just bring Jared McCain back to AC and we'll get him on.
Sam Presti, if you ever watch, just draft Jared and we'll be fine.
You can come with me.
But yeah, we got a lot of good things lined up. I'm excited for the future. I think it's only up from here. You know, we're not going to go down. It's only up. We got some nice collabs lined up with Brandon Ryan. He's a bodybuilder influencer on YouTube. Go check him out. I think he's got around 5.5 thousand subs right now. He's sponsored by Seabum's protein brand. He met Seabum. They're going to collab at 100,000 subscribers. He's doing big things. He actually got HEB to pick up Seabum's brand in store, which is nuts. Yeah, he's doing big things. We're gonna eventually collab with him, hopefully sometime later next month, and get that done. He's been a follower since we posted our first TikTok audio of Wyatt saying that LeBron was the GOAT, and he commented, when we're gonna collab, and here we are a year later, 2 years later, and we're finally making it happen. Jack Coate reached out after we reacted to his video, said let's do a pod. That's still in the works. It's just exciting that somebody like that actually noticed us, somebody who has a successful podcast. He's been on multiple, he interviews like Indiana college players, college baseball players, football players, things like that. Go check him out as well. He has some really dumb takes. I think he's more in love with the Celtics than Wyatt is, which is pretty surprising. But And then the Nick and Dime podcast, I actually reached out to them. I came across one of their videos on YouTube, and you know, they're kind of just young guys like us trying to make a name for themselves. And you know, they have I think they're around 500 subs, somewhere in that 200 to 500 range. Go check them out as well. We're gonna set something up with them. We are in contact right now, but yeah, I mean, did I think 3 years ago that we would be setting up collabs? No. Honestly, no. Like I said, we were doing it out of our bedrooms at like 2 a.m, doing straight audio recordings, and then here we are now, and we're finally, you know, gaining a following, gaining a, you know, reputation, gaining respect in the podcast community almost. But yeah, I'm excited for those guests that we're gonna have eventually. It's gonna be fun, you know, maybe do some traveling. If we do travel, you know, do some travel vlogs, you know, things like that.
Hopefully we get to go to the OKC playoff game and get a vlog of us.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I said, things are up from here. I mean, future goals we're gonna hit them. I mean, whether we hit 100K at the end of the year or we hit it in, you know, 2 years, whatever it is, you know, we're gonna get there eventually. I'm super excited. Like I said, it's just it's so surprising that where we're at right now. Like I just keep thinking back to doing Google Meets in my bedroom and like stopping them and re-recording and just going over and over again, and just it's ridiculous. If you go back and watch those old videos, I'm sorry. They're so great. No, there's some funny moments though. There's some good clip moments that we had because like we was just so out of pocket because we knew nobody was gonna watch them. Like Wyatt's not here anymore, but I'll never forget when we were talking about top 5 point guards, and we were talking about Russ, and Wyatt was like his stats are inflated, and Caden was like inflation's crazy, and I was like, you know, Wyatt, you're inflated. I'm getting canceled right now, that's it.
That's so funny.
That was the funniest thing ever. Cause I remember Wyatt's face, he was just like, we had that. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, one thing I didn't mention, but another goal of at least mine is, say within the next year or so, once we build such a good community and we have a big enough following, is doing like meet and greets.
Yeah.
Setting up stuff like that, you know, traveling, vlogging that, meeting people.
Obviously getting sponsorships is a big one.
Yeah.
We'd definitely love to do that, get some product on here. Definitely, we're gonna redesign the studio and everything. Something we do wanna do, you know, for new guests, and I start a wall of fame, you know, to show the people who were with us from the beginning. So if you were ever a guest, we're definitely gonna be reaching out to you to either come back on or get a picture with you and, you know, autograph it, put it on the wall. Like, we just want to give back to the people who have, you know, been posting and sharing us from the beginning and tuning in to every single episode. Like, I never thought we would be this consistent. You know, this is what, five or 6 weeks straight of, you know, getting an episode out. You know, we had some struggles in the past with that. You know, we were in high school, you know, I lived out of state for a little bit. It's just a big change, but it's fun. Like, I get excited every week that I'm like, we get to do this again. Like every time we finish one, I'm ready to do another one, and
that's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah, that's so real. And go follow the Instagram page for sure, at the Foul Line. Same thing on TikTok. We post questionnaires on there sometimes. We want to know what the viewers think. We want to get more viewer questions that we can answer for ending segments. It doesn't matter what it is, basketball related, you know, or you just want to ask about the podcast, like it, and we'll have anything on here. Hot takes, anything like that, you know, we definitely want those.
Yeah.
But I definitely love the support that we've been getting on Instagram and TikTok. A lot of people, you know, saying, I love the pod, you know, this is one of the, like there's some people who like it because it's just, you know, 3 guys, it's basically 3 guys sitting around a table talking about sports. It's real, you know, we're not faking anything. We're not trying to be, you know, overzealous or entertaining. Like, we are entertaining, but it's not fake. You know, it's just a genuine barbershop talk, and that's the reason we started this thing. Like, because we have good takes. You know, it's just fun to sit around with your friends and talk. You might as well try to get some viewers off of it. And
it's just sad that we're not gonna have our scapegoat anymore.
yeah, we're not gonna have. Hey, Nick, it's your time to shine, baby.
I'm gonna take some for the team.
I'm kind of mad that we're not ever gonna get to do that podcast of just analyzing
Wise worst takes.
There's
There's so many we can do 3 episodes. But yeah, no, I'm excited for the future. You know, some other questions that I just want to get out. You know, let's just go around. You know, talk about like you know, favorite teams, favorite players at all time, things like that. I'll start with Nick. Favorite team, favorite player, and let's go favorite moment in NBA history. That you've seen.
Team specifically. I'll have to say, growing up, since I grew up with it, you know, really got me in basketball. 2012 Thunder, you know, with Russ, KD, Seth Olosha. People forget about
The beard.
Harden off the bench for some reason.
Right,
Like,
they just trashed the
off
finals
bench.
though. Kendrick
Yeah,
Perkins,
Kirk. Yeah, you know, just
Surge.
a real solid team there for a while. But today's Thunder is giving it a run for its money. You know,
Yeah.
real fun to watch. They're real enthusiastic. If we're talking about 2K, Celtics boys, you know, with Ray, John, Kevin Garnett, all them boys, they were good. And then my favorite player, you said?
Yeah, favorite player.
My favorite player, it's Westbrook.
For sure.
Yeah, gotta give it to him. You know, Mr. Triple Double, he just did so much for my team. You know, as a kid, I was like, man, if only I could be Westbrook. I was missing a lot of attributes and things, but you know,
Maybe the height, maybe the.
a lot of things. You know, we aren't gonna name them, but Westbrook. And then my favorite moment.
That's a tough one.
That is tough.
That is a tough
It could
one.
be any moment, whether you were alive to witness it or not. Just, you know, favorite moment in NBA history.
As a hater, I want to say KD breaking his ACL.
What?
That's what happens whenever you leave.
When he tore his Achilles?
That's what happens when you leave a team when you shouldn't.
You talking about when he ruptured his Achilles?
That's what I'm talking about. Come out for a year. Yeah, that's what happens whenever you leave for a 72. But Malice at the Palace is pretty cool. You know, that was a good
It's so
time.
violent.
Malice at the Palace is interesting.
Yo, I love when KD ruptured his Achilles. I love when they punched the fan.
Or Bosch back out to Allen.
His
Allen for
three-pointers.
3.
Bang.
Yeah, that was-
Tie game.
That one was good.
Oh, that's
That was
good.
good.
I'm so happy I was alive to witness that.
Yeah.
Alright, gonna go to you. I'm sure we're gonna hear a lot of Celtic shit, so we might as well get it out the way.
My favorite team's the Boston Celtics.
Whoa, who could have guessed that?
I know I'm wearing a Spurs hat right now. That's good fashion. Favorite player? Well, the person who got me into liking basketball is Isaiah Thomas. The Celtics won the good one. You know?
Okay.
I mean,
This one's
just
crazy.
because growing up, if you can believe it, I was skinny, I was athletic, but that was like 50-50, right?
If you can believe it.
So, younger me, watching Isaiah Thomas, just like I wanted to be like him. Obviously, I'm not left-handed.
That's the one thing he points out.
Um,
I want to be like Isaiah Thomas, but obviously I'm not left-handed.
like watching him bounce back from the tragic passing of his sister to then dropping what was it, 40
Yeah,
in a playoff game.
Mr. Fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But my favorite player of all time has got to be Larry Bird. You know, Mr. Top 5, can't beat him. No one that we've ever seen like him. One of the best trash talkers that the game's ever seen. The man was driving around his Jeep looking ugly as shit and then dropping 50 bombs on you. I love Larry Bird.
Twitter logo is named after him. Or the old Twitter logo, it's X now, but it was Larry.
If I could meet any NBA player ever, it'd be Larry Bird. But my favorite moment,
That's tough.
violent wise,
We're not getting violent.
I gotta go whenever
Good start.
whenever there was a fight in Golden State and Draymond's jersey got ripped.
Oh, they fought Bradley Beal.
And then out of nowhere, like for the next like month or so, jerseys just kept getting ripped.
Well, the first one was like opening night with Braun. He literally went up for a jumper and the back just split, and everybody hated the Nike
Then
jerseys.
people just started ripping them on purpose.
Yeah.
They were getting mad.
Luka rips his all the time. He be biting that thing and ripping that.
it's not a good moment.
No more. Just what's your favorite moment?
A good one's whenever that fan flipped off Russ, and Russ was like who are you? Get out of here.
Yeah, he went crazy on the
Oh,
Sixers.
White guy.
That shit is so funny.
That's a good one. That Timberwolves fan, whenever Kevin Garnett came back, he had like Kevin Garnett's number painted on his chest. He was top of the shirt, but he got kicked out. That was unfortunate.
But what is your favorite moment in NBA history?
That's hard. That's hard. That I've seen a lot. That I've actually watched live. The Kawhi buzzer beater.
Yeah.
So iconic. One that I didn't see live was Tatum dunking on LeBron.
Mm.
You know, such an iconic moment for Celtics history. It's why LeBron's not the GOAT.
Too bad they lost that game though.
God, the favorite moment's so hard.
Not the GOAT. Conversation.
God, that's such a hard question.
Do you want us to come back to you? Would you like us to come back to you? You want to
No,
pass?
no.
It's like popcorn reading in class.
I'm gonna give like two more and then I'm done. 'Cause I can't pick a favorite. I know you're all gonna hate it, but the game that Curry went off against the Thunder, where he hit that half court to win.
We're gonna have that one out.
He's so lucky, bro.
That was just that's such an
It's just
iconic
not
moment in
nice.
NBA history.
He just sucks. What's the last one?
I'm gonna end it on my least favorite moment.
What?
My least favorite moment that I've ever seen was opening night. Gordon Hayward snapping his leg.
That was the Celtics year.
That derailed his career so bad.
Shout out Gordon Hayward. Shout out G Money. Is what they call the OKC calls him. Shout out G Money.
But he went from being so good.
Went from he was top 8 MVP voting the year before that.
And then one play,
Changed his whole career forever.
one textbook rebound that went wrong.
Nah, it was a lob.
Was a lot
It was
of
a
really?
Nah, it was a backside lob.
Shot on the backside, he came down, his whole leg
Yeah.
was just disoriented.
Yeah, because LeBron blocked the lob and Gordon Hayward came down awkward. It was just a freak accident, honestly.
LeBron purposely broke his leg.
We're just starting allegations. LeBron actually derailed Gordon Hayward's career.
Just so he could be king.
Just so he could be the GOAT. He knew Gordon Hayward was going for his spot.
Last moment.
Oh.
John Wall doing the Dougie.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah. He also had the John Wall for a little bit. Yeah. But
Your turn.
finally.
Dude, there's so many moments.
Final
to name.
history of the NBA. Let's see. My favorite team, obviously the Thunder, no doubt. One of my favorite teams in NBA history, though, has to be the Paul George Pacers back in 2013-14, when they made those back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals runs. Paul George was one of my favorite players growing up, probably a top 3 player growing up. He was just different. He was just different. He had that same injury as Gordon Hayward, basically came back better, which is ridiculous. But yeah, Paul George, that Pacers team was one of my favorite teams of all time. It's gonna sound crazy, but my favorite player of all time, I gotta look at my top 3 because they're all pretty close. But my favorite player of all time for sure is Dwayne Wade. Always has been. Dude he's a monster. I mean, he won Finals MVP on a rookie contract. I don't think it's been done since. I think the last person did before him was probably Magic. That's ridiculous. He should have been an MVP at least once. Dwayne Wade's up there. Then number 2, another crazy one. Well, number 2's not crazy. My number 2's Russ. My number 3 though, Ray Allen. My number 3 player of all time. My favorite actors. See the jersey up here. My favorite actors. Why's never seen that movie? It's fine. He's casual. It's fine. But yeah, shout out Ray Allen. Like Nick said, back out to Allen, his 3-pointer bang. That moment was crazy live. People think Ray Allen was a shooter back in the day when he was on the Bucks. He was yamming on everybody. He was ISOing, even on the Sonics.
He was on the Sonics.
Yeah, right before they came to OKC too. Right before they came in like 05. But yeah, he's one of my favorite players of all time. And my favorite moment in NBA history.
Yeah, I have a violent.
I gotta have a violent one?
Yeah,
Ooh, let me think. I'll have to come back to the violent one. I gotta think on that one. There's a lot of violent moments. My favorite moment in NBA history. One of them is when James Harden had that crazy ankle breaker on Wesley Johnson when he sat there and just stared at him. Yeah, that's so tough. Yeah, that's nuts. Another one is Russ's game-winning poster against the Rockets on Clint Capella. I was actually at that game. He had that like crazy walk he does afterwards, where where he's like extending his legs all weird and shit. Yeah, that one. Nick's not gonna like this one, but Katie's back-to-back buckets he had on the Bucks and the second round of the playoffs when he's on the Nets. You know, if that toe wasn't on the line, he was probably in a ring that year. But those shots were disgusting. Bro, what? Kyrie and James Harden were coming back if they made it past. That's crazy. The Bucks beat the Suns.
They got 2 games.
They won 4 straight.
Only because of Giannis. Giannis going crazy.
So you're telling me KD, Kyrie, and James Harden just...
James Harden
it's crazy. Anyways, and that's so crazy. Fat suit, bro. He faked it. Another one, Paul George's poster on Birdman. Yeah, it's disgusting. Probably one of the best posters of all time.
His volleyball line 3.
His volleyball. Yeah, this is nice.
Did you watch the video where he was explaining the backstory behind that?
Yeah, because I thought the shot clock didn't reset.
One I forgot about was it's just so fundamentally sound and well that it just works. Is when Westbrook would pass to Steven Adams, or get a screen from Steven Adams, pass it to Steven Adams, he'd throw it right back and he'd either go off it or just get another screen right again and just burst off.
Yeah.
And it's so clean, it's fundamental.
Steven Adams screen on Pat Bevis.
That's what I say. That's what I was trying to say. That Steven Adams screen anybody, bro.
It was right after Pat Bevis started talking all that, and then Steven Adams was down.
Yeah, and Russ had 42 on him. Like, come on, bro. What we talking for?
Like his game winner against the Nuggets.
The triple-double night, the night he got it. It's crazy because this year he got his first triple-double of the season on the night that he broke the record.
That's about right.
Which is so crazy. One of my favorite moments is definitely from last year in the playoffs when Russ and Norman Powell both went crazy. Like Russ had like 38, Norman had like 42, and they went nuts. They would have won that series if Kawhi was healthy.
He really took the Superman.
I'm trying to think of something violent. Y'all got me thinking violent now.
Whenever Jokic took out
Marquis.
Yeah. He was out for the whole year after that.
He's been out. Bro barely played since.
That was
probably when Russ got his get back on Zaza.
Oh yeah.
Russ like whacked him in the face.
Yeah.
What's not a violent moment? Any Serge Ibaka fight? There's been like 4. The Rondo CP3 fight. That one's so good. The Rondo versus the Chris Paul versus Chris Paul fight. That thing, bro. My favorite part of it was Brandon Ingram running back in and just popping somebody. You got Nipsey Hussle on the sideline, like getting ready to go out for his boys.
He just likes it what he sees.
And then Draymond choking at Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, that was nuts. Draymond smacking Nurkic. Any Draymond Green moment in history. Yeah. Kicking Steven Adams twice.
Zaza.
What do you mean, Miles Bridges?
You know, whenever he went up for a rebound now.
What do you mean? What did Miles Bridges do?
Right. I can't remember when, but he was in a fight.
With who?
I don't remember who.
What happened?
I don't know. All I know is it was definitely on camera.
It was on camera.
He's definitely proven. Whatever happened, he's proven innocent. But
Jonte Porter versus a casino.
Jonte Porter's so crazy, bro. The fact, you know how much money he won?
KCP.
But after taxes, it was only $20K. So he put his NBA career at risk for $20,000.
I don't think he should be banned for life.
What about KCP and the ankle monitors?
That's crazy. I forgot about that. He got that DUI. Man, there's so many iconic moments.
You know, Jalen Green in the bedroom. You know, that was a good one.
Yeah.
John Morant in the club.
John Morant on Instagram Live. John Morant off the court in general.
That's why people love us, because
we bring up the issues, people.
We bring up the issues. John, you're watching, put the gun down, bro.
Hey, it was self-defense. He got rolled in self-defense.
Oh, when he rocked that 17-year-old, He said, my favorite.
He pulled his pants up.
Oh, no. So one night we was playing pickup, and Sooner was talking about it. People don't know, obviously a lot of viewers don't know who Sooner is. So funny. But bro was like, he's like, what happened? And he threw the ball at me. He like raised his shorts up as high as he could. And he was like, should I do it to him? Should I do it to him? I'm like, bro, I was not saying that. You was not there. Bro, that's so crazy. He just rocked a 17-year-old and got away with it because they threw a basketball at him off the court. Oh, KD dropping the weed outside the club. You ever seen that video on TMZ? He was like, shout out Blake Griffin though, just retired. Forgot about that. Shout out Blake. Man, Oklahoma native. Played against my uncle in high school because Amber used to play against them in the Grady County tournament actually, weirdly. But
Bro was in Grady County.
no, we always that one team that's not in Grady County. Like the last couple of years, been Lexington.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, OCA played in it, and Blake Griffin went there, and yeah, he used to dominate the
I heard
hell out of
bodies
it.
from a bunch of Amber people.
Oh yeah, Casey Howard. You ever watch a video? I'm talking to you. I heard you got boomed on by Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, my uncle rocked him when he intentionally fouled him. Just intentionally fouled him. So yeah, that's pretty good. We're so controversial.
It's all jokes. We love all these people.
So controversial.
Give the people what they want.
Y'all remember that video from the bubble when LeBron hit like that way out three and Chris Webber was commentating? He was like, and that's what it means to be a black man in America.
Yeah,
you have to compartmentalize to not compartmentalize. And everybody was like, bro, what? What are you talking about? LeBron.
Whenever Austin Rivers hit the ball and hit LeBron's head.
Okay.
Man, who did that?
No, everybody was saying Austin Rivers was like terrified of LeBron. Bro, he was just apologizing. Like, oh, remember when Mark Jackson said he would hit Savannah out the park? He said, yeah.
We got John Wall casually throwing up gang signs.
John Wall, Melo, Russ.
Just casually.
Let's see. Kelly Oubre is a menace on the court. He took out Jimmy Butler a couple nights ago. Shout out Jimmy for saying they were gonna throw hands. And there's so many good moments in NBA.
We'll live stream the Jimmy. So much on them.
Again, these are all jokes. All jokes.
Let's see. Yeah, no seriousness.
Nick started this.
Nick brought up the violence. They went from violent to just controversial. Shout out Josh Giddey.
What we're going to talk about next was
Josh Giddey has the youngest player to ever get a triple-double. Shout out him. Y'all see Clippers cut Josh Primo the other day. Then signed Kai Jones. They gave up one liability for another one. Kai Jones.
He needs a contract.
I'm trying to figure out what even the big deal was. I watched it.
He publicly requested a trade and then he got dropped.
Well, they said like no, they tried to say he was on like drugs and stuff, and like the dancing videos he was making was like drug induced, and that he was on like crack and shit. And then like Kai Jones did that interview with Shams, and he was like, no, I thought I was gonna die. Like that I thought about like offering myself because
don't do crack, kids.
Don't do crack. Don't be like
drugs.
Kai Jones. He said he's shaved all his hair off. He's channeling his inner mama mentality.
Dude, I will never forget the video of him that the Hornets posted it on Instagram, where he's like, "It's corn."
I hate that thing so much. I wish that kid never existed. All jokes.
Cut that out.
Man, I'm tired. These NBA
That's gonna be
moments.
such a heavily edited.
These NBA moments are eating us up right now.
Hey, now let's talk about NFL moments.
Orlando Magic's Instagram.
Hey, Orlando Magic, shout out the song, bro.
They fired their social media guy.
Did you know why?
Yeah.
Bro, shout out Grady Dick. That was the funniest. That was the funniest thing ever.
Bro, what do you mean funny? He just traded jersey for somebody.
Right,
They swapped places to make it like that, and then the Magic guy got fired. I hope someone else hires him. That was not his fault.
It was just a jersey swap. Come on.
He should jersey swap with Jaylen Brown, the Ball brothers. He should jersey swap with a couple other guys. It makes sense just because they're friends, not because of do with Derek White. Anybody with a colored last name. How about Kevin Love?
Yeah, he should do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rudy Gay. He was still in the league.
He should do one with Hero, kind of Hero.
Ooh, yeah.
He should be in the front though.
Yeah. Or Hero, Kevin Love, and Grady.
Nah.
Alright, we're gonna
Thad Young.
A lot of good options.
But yeah, let's kind of stuff away. Anybody got any more NBA moments they haven't mentioned before we move on?
I think we've named almost every single moment in NBA history.
Yeah.
all the bad ones.
All the bad ones, no good ones.
The Spurs had what's his face who supposedly had a quadruple double,
Oh,
but they never.
When Tim Duncan had the quadruple double.
Yeah, but they didn't put the
They
stats
didn't
in.
count the 2 blocks. Yeah. Wemby will get one before long. Probably he'll get one next season.
So
I
they'll
think.
not have one next season.
Do you think he should be defensive player of the year?
I say no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I say no because the Timberwolves have the #1 defense in the league solely because of their anchor on defense, which is Rudy Gobert. Which I'm not a fan of Rudy Gobert. I'll admit it.
Give the Shea.
Offensively, he's not great. You know, he's just there to kind of get offensive rebounds, and he's a defensive center. That's what they do. You know, he's there. He blocks a lot of shots. He gets a lot of deflections. He gets a lot of stops. He gets dunked on a lot, but I mean, so does Chet. I mean, it's just going to happen as a shot blocking center. But I'd give it to Rudy just because the Timberwolves have the #1 defense in the league. They have the highest defensive rating. But Wemby will definitely get one.
He'll have a few.
I'd say that it was like 6.
He'll have more of those than anything else.
Derek White should get one.
No, he shouldn't. No, he should not get a DPOI.
Marcus Smart.
Wemby will finish with 1 championship max.
Ooh.
Depending.
If he stays in San Antonio, yeah.
That's what I mean.
If he leaves, he's getting 5.
It depends on where he goes and who he teams up with and what the future of the league looks like. The league's only going to keep getting better. I mean, with things. So every 5 to 8 years, the NBA gets a new prodigy. We're going to call it every 5 to 8 years. Yeah.
Roughly.
I mean, then you got Braun in 03, about 5 to, then you got 5 to 8 years later, you get KD. About 5 to 8 years. I mean, then 2 years later, 2 years later, you get Curry. You get Russ, you get James Harden, guys like that.
That should have been generational.
Yeah,
like Kwame Brown, Markel Fultz.
Markel, I don't blame Markel. That's not even a talent thing. That's just a nerve damage thing that he got.
Greg Oden.
Greg Oden, he should have been. He was one of them ones. He was the next thing.
Yeah.
Shot his knees.
Before KD.
Yeah, he was the next best thing. And at the time, people now like that. Probably have never seen Greg Oden play or anything like that. Just look at the draft board and who's still in the league and everything K's accomplished. At the time, that was the best pick.
Yeah, he killed.
He was nice at Ohio State. He was cooking, and obviously KD was at Texas too. But for what the Blazers needed and the pick at the time, he was the #1 pick in the draft, and he deserved it. He just could not stay healthy. Those knees killed him.
Have you seen there's a guy on TikTok and he does videos describing a player without naming him, and then name the player, and then it'll be like part whatever why I'd be a horrible GM.
Oh yeah.
It's like he did one over Markel Fultz, he did one over Derrick Rose. I mean, but it's not Derrick Rose's fault. He did one over John Wall.
I seen the one he did of Jaylen Brown because I agree. Jaylen Brown, if I'm looking at him how he played in college, I wouldn't have drafted him top 3. He had horrible shooting splits in college. He was like a 29% 3-point shooter in college, and sub 40% from the field. Like he developed nicely. I mean, obviously, but if I'm a GM looking at that, I'm thinking, ain't no way I'm drafting him top 3.
Still haven't even gotten a championship out of him for a top 3 yet.
No championship out of either of their 2 top 3 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, but the way that Jaylen Brown's developed is
Still no left hand.
Still can yam on anybody. Still, his shooting has gotten so much better.
Can yam on anybody, but barely got over Kai Cenat in a chair. That was the worst dunk in dunk contest history.
That was the worst dunk contest besides what's his name?
Matt McClung. Nah, what's his name from? Nah, somebody else had some good dunks. Who was on the dunk contest? Mac, Jalen.
Aaron Gordon gets.
Oh, what's his name? Obi Toppin's brother, Jacob. He definitely should have moved on to the next round. He had some crazy dunks.
It was.
And that dunk that he had lined up for the second round was nuts. And then even the dunk contest before that, I'm pretty sure it has.
Ever since the Derrick Jones Jr. won, the Jets have just been terrible.
Aaron Gordon did 2 of Derrick Jones Jr.'s dunks and got a 50 for it. Derrick Jones Jr. deserved to win. He was doing some ridiculous between the legs from different angles. It was ridiculous.
Aaron Gordon got snubbed in 2016 versus Zach LaVine.
Yeah, I agree. I'd give it to Aaron Gordon that year.
Russell Westbrook needs to go on one.
I wish he tried to in like 2011 or 12. I already did a Subway commercial for it, and he had because that's when the fans would vote in, and the fans did not vote him in.
All right.
What did y'all say he would or that he wouldn't do it?
Zion said he would do it next year if he's healthy.
I think one of
Zion said if he's an all-star next year, he'll do it.
Well, y'all I think said he'll do it if Zion does it.
That'd be nuts.
Dude, this is already gonna come out after because game's already happened. But man, Zion going down with like.
No, the game's gonna start by the time we're done.
No, I'm saying the game already finished. Like the one he got hurt in.
Oh,
going down with less than a minute left in the game.
No, there's 3 minutes left.
I swear it was.
He went down with 3
Oh yeah,
minutes.
it was 3 minutes on.
He had 40 and 11.
He leading this team to they would have probably won.
Oh,
They would have beat the Lakers,
It
but
hurts too because I mean CJ's been balling out. He's been putting up.
CJ played like hot
30,
trash.
39 against the Lakers not so long ago, I think, or against somebody. But Brandon Ingram has not been doing great. Like,
Dude, he needs to get out of
he's
New
been putting
Orleans.
up less than 20 a game
No.
when he was putting up over
He
30.
needs to get someone better.
if they're healthy, if I'm them, I'm trading CJ and I'm trying to bring in a better point guard because they need somebody. Because not saying he's horrible. I like CJ, but you need a true point guard. He's not a true point guard.
I think you keep CJ because you see what he can do as a 2. He's all with
And
Dame.
he's
And
a
just
good bet.
put a package. Jose, Herbert Jones, like some
Herb
random
Jones
people.
is nice though.
Like,
It's
they're
tough
tough,
to
but
give
man,
up.
You got Zion ready, and we can't. Like those who work.
Yeah, but I'm saying like CJ's been at 2 his whole career. Then you bring him to New Orleans to try to play him as a point guard. It's worked, but
I
like
would say it's worked, but Brandon Ingram I think was supposed to work out a lot better too.
Bi is just inconsistently hurt, not hurt.
But he's healthy. He's
not.
almost a copy and paste of KD.
Same
Yeah.
thing as Lonzo almost recently. Like,
I wish
he's not playing, he's
I
not
wish
so
they would have
good.
brought him back. I wish they would have brought him back.
Lonzo's been
He's
playing,
gonna come
so
back
good.
next year. That's gonna be one of the most anticipated returns to basketball. I think fan wise.
If I'm the Bulls,
And you get Levine back.
I think the Bulls are gonna blow it up. It's been like 4 years since since they got DeMar and Zach and all them. They haven't made a move.
They're gonna get some good value out of Kobe White with the way he's been balling this year.
I think they're gonna build around Kobe White. I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think you would trade Zach and DeMar and probably Lonzo and just move on and rebuild. Like they need to take a Thunder route and just
Keep
rebuild.
the Songu too, because the Songu been cooking recently.
Yeah, keep what's his name?
Patrick Williams.
Yeah, Patrick Williams. They signed him for that horrible 3 years,
Yeah,
$65 million deal. That was ridiculous.
Vucevic is on the Bulls, right?
Yeah, I'd probably keep Boot. I'd probably keep
He got that
him.
physical factor he just didn't have.
Yeah, I'd probably keep him. Honestly, yeah, I'm rebuilding if I'm them because they have their draft capital isn't great because they try to push for the playoffs every year. Like if I'm them and I knew I was gonna end up the 10 seed, I might as well just tanked for a high pick.
Yeah.
And just either traded that high pick and just made a move because they're bad.
They got a lot of pieces to move too.
Yeah, and they have like I said, they were the 1 seed at one point. They were like 16 and like 5 that first season with all them, and then everybody just Lonzo goes down, Levine goes down,
DeRozan went down for a little while.
Rosen went down, Caruso went down.
Yeah.
I would keep Caruso though.
He's so good.
He's a menace on
He's
defense.
like Derek White, especially off the bench too. He's so good.
Yeah.
And he can start if he needs to.
Yeah, and then the Bulls win the playing game. Kobe White has 42. Ridiculous. I think they're still losing right now.
They're down 22 going into the fourth.
Oh my gosh, no Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero on that legacy night or what?
You didn't have one against the Sixers.
He didn't. He's the one that hit the big shots in the end though until he got blocked by Batum. Hey, shout out that guy that said fourth quarter by Batum, and then Batum went crazy.
The whole game.
Bro, and nuts. He clutched up in the end. But yeah, obviously playoffs are right around the corner. Saturday is round 1. I know.
Right winning it.
Well, hold on. I'm saying we still got to figure out who tonight. Obviously, Heat's up 22 going into the 4th. They'll play the Celtics in the first round. Kings and Pelicans play to see who loses against OKC in the first round. The Pelicans are the favorites for some reason. I'm not sure why. CJ and BI played like hot trash against the Lakers, and BI didn't even play the whole fourth quarter. Obviously Zion's out, so I don't see them winning.
Sabonis ain't been playing well either.
Yeah, Sabonis didn't play good against the Warriors, but we know Sabonis now. He's been all year dominant, especially against other bigs.
Yeah. Keon Ellis, who's coming.
Oh my, Keon Ellis went nuts against the Warriors. But yeah, so I'm taking the Kings.
Yeah.
I just don't see the Pelicans being able to do it without their anchor Zion. It's gonna be tough.
Brandon Ingram's gonna go crazy.
See, I'm gonna take the Kings because it just lines up for them. But I hope the Pelicans pull out, so then we can just play a hurt Pelicans.
I worry with that. With our luck, we win like first 2 games at home, and then Zion comes back for like game 3. We got to worry about that because with the Kings, you know Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter are going to stay out. So because they said Malik Monk wouldn't come back unless they made like a second round push, which if they play OKC, they make a second round push. And it'd be nice to have the Kings because everybody has been comparing us to the Kings from last year, saying that that's what we're going to end up like. Them or the Grizzlies. This Thunder team, I think, would wipe those teams last year.
Yeah. The atmosphere, whenever I went and watched the Thunder and Kings like 2 weeks ago, dude, the atmosphere in that game, because it was so close, was so crazy. I can't even imagine the playoff atmosphere. A close game, fourth quarter, that Thunder's on defense, clock's winding down. You know, everyone's in the stadium is going to be standing up, whacking their noisemakers.
The Thunder sticks.
And the whole arena is going to be screaming.
Yeah, and I wish they would bring Thunder Alley back. Thunder Alley was so cool, where they would basically open up all of downtown Bricktown, and outside the stadium they'd have the big TV screen with the game playing. Basically everybody outside watching the game in front of the arena.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they say J-Dub or Shea is like a buzzer beater for the win in like a game 7 in OKC. I wouldn't be surprised if we caused a small earthquake. And how loud it gets.
But they're doing like Thunder in the Park or something at Scissortail Park, which is basically going to be like they're going to have like the Thunder bus out there. Rumble's going to be out there. It's going to be like a watch party out there. And I hope they do what like most teams do in the playoffs. Like when they're on the road, they open up the stadium for the watch party. I think those are cool. But yeah, the Thunder Arena during regular season games is shaking anyways. Loud City's nuts.
Especially in the high seed.
Yeah.
Did you ever get those tickets?
I haven't yet. I'm definitely gonna, because I'm waiting on Tate because he might get some good seats with his cousin. But
man, imagine Shea wins MVP too.
hey, the thing is, I was gonna talk about that. Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith, a couple other analysts I've seen had admitted they voted for Shea for MVP.
Yeah, valid.
I mean,
there's a good chance that he wins.
On NBA MVP tracker.com or whatever, he's number 1 right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, so I like to play devil advocate. I like to see both sides of it. I mean, as an analyst, where you want to call a sportscaster, that's what you have to do. You have to see both sides. You can't be biased. So I look at one side of last year with the 10 seed, this year with a 1 seed. Shea was the most consistent player, averaging 31 a game, consistently most 30-point games as a Thunder player. But we also bring back Chet. That's another reason we're the 1 seed. We jump from 10 to 1. J-Dub develops. He puts on like 15 pounds of muscle, turned into an amazing 3-point shooter. We progress. Jay Will progresses as a defender. Same with Kenrich. We drop off JRE, who was a liability. We pick up Gordon Hayward off the bench.
Joe going crazy off the bench.
Yeah, Isaiah Joe. We draft Cason Wallace, who has been a defensive anchor, top 15 in 3-point or top 20 in 3-point percentage this year.
Take Dort off of him, and Dort can shoot.
Dort picks up adds 3% to his 3-point shooting. His defense gets better. So it's not all Shea that got us to the point, but he is the leader of this young team. If you take Shea off this team, I hate to say it, but they're barely scraping the play-in.
They're a 9 seed.
I don't think they're better than the Kings without Shea.
We might be playing the Pelicans tonight instead.
Yeah, like I don't think they're better than the Kings without Shea. Because think about last year was just without Chet and without a developed J-Dub. I mean, I just don't think that.
From a Celtics fan's perspective, unbiased, that you cannot make a case, at least to me, that Shea is not an MVP. Where's Jokic right now? Third seed, second seed,
Third. Or second, sorry.
and that's who's supposed to win it instead of the leader of the youngest team in the NBA, right? Second youngest team in the NBA. Lost in that final play-in game last year, all the way averaging 31, while also averaging a steal and a block?
2 steals a game.
2 steals and a block a game. While also being that leader, there's no case you can't give me that he's not the MVP.
And like, I can see the Jokic argument. Obviously, Jokic has been dominant every single year since he won that first MVP. The reason he didn't get Jokic should have got the third one last year. Embiid shouldn't have won it last year.
Embiid's a fraud.
Embiid would have won the MVP this year if he wouldn't have got hurt. He averaged 42 points in the month of December. That's so nuts. But yeah.
Man, Nikola Jokic, I don't care. Give it to Shea Gorgeous Alexander.
Shea Gorgeous Alexander.
Give it to him.
Yeah, hey, they got the reporter to bark the other night.
Who does that? Only MVPs do that.
Yeah, shout out OKC. Shout out Denver for sure. I mean, Jokic definitely. He's averaging 26 this year, I believe, 27 somewhere in that range. Like, but scoring's never been like his main point.
He's not far off from averaging a triple double either.
No, he's not. And the Luka argument is good because we've seen Russ and Jokic both win MVPs as a 6 seed, putting up insane numbers on a lower level team. But Luka has Kyrie, and Kyrie has had I think like 3 40-point games this season.
He has a championship.
Yeah, he has a leader. That's their veteran leader, honestly, is Kyrie.
Who's is it Derek Lively? I think.
Derek Lively's a rookie.
Yeah, he's playing good.
Yeah, they had the best trade deadline. They picked up Daniel Gafford and what's his name from the Hornets, PJ Washington.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, PJ was a good addition. Mavericks in my opinion also had the play of the year with Luka diving on the ball behind him to Kyrie. Kyrie up in the air. That dude came out nowhere and he flew. He floated up there.
The Mavericks definitely can shake things up, but I think I don't know. I'm probably taking. I know Jason. The consistent top 5 all year has been Jokic, Shea, Giannis, Luka, and Tatum. Honestly, in MVP wise, I say the person who least deserves out of that 5 is probably Tatum. Not because he hasn't been great this season, just because he has a really good team around him. Like
him along with I think 3 other Celtics who are in the top 10 offensive ratings this year.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard with the #1 offensive rating in the NBA.
He doesn't play enough. That doesn't count. It does not count.
Talk shit on Peyton Pritchard.
It does not count.
I will die on the hill. He could make it on any NBA team.
I mean, probably, but like
he is a bucket. He's just short.
But like I think Jason Tatum and Giannis are probably the least deserving. I think the top.
Jalen Brunson, he needs to be in the top.
Now, yes, but I think he's decided too late in the season to start going off. Like until like after All-Star break, nobody was really talking about Jalen Brunson, and by that point, it was kind of decided that he was either going to be Shea or Jokic. But Luka definitely has a case. Luka is definitely going to get an MVP in his career, probably multiple. He's only 26. Like he has time. Same with Shea. If Shea don't get it this year, he'll get one eventually. Jason Tatum will eventually get one. Jokic, I'm not saying he's going to fall off, but they'll eventually get tired of voting for him like they did last year if he don't win it. If he doesn't win it this year. And then, we'll eventually see guys like, Victor, people, and the future players slide in.
The only reason Victor, I would say, isn't in the talks at all is just because of how bad his team is.
I don't think he should be in MVP talks in general. That's just... He's not even. I wouldn't even put him in the top 10 MVP talks this year.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't. It's just I don't know. He hasn't done anything. I mean, yeah, he's obviously been crazy impressive as a rookie, but hasn't done anything MVP worthy. But
his signature shoe looks crazy.
His logo's tough.
Yeah.
But I think Shea deserves it. But like I said, if he doesn't win it this year, I'd be happier with Thunder winning a championship than Shea winning an MVP. And he already said that himself.
Yeah.
He just signed that new shoe deal with Converse. Can't wait for his signature shoe to come out.
Who signs with Converse?
He's been with Converse since the beginning, though.
So tough.
They picked him up on his rookie year, and those ones he wears, those knitted ones, those are so hard. But yeah, it's Kings, Pelicans coming up right after this at 8, I think 8:30, something like that.
We're filming on a Friday.
Yeah, that's new for us. But yeah, like I said, winner of that is going to lose the Thunder in the first round. But I think Thunder probably win the first round in 6. If they sweep, great, but I think it's going to go to 5 or 6 if it's the Kings, just because of how dominant Sabonis and Fox are.
And how electric that Sacramento.
They're crazy good at home.
Yeah.
They're a hard team to beat them. But Thunder have a really good road record this year, so I think it'll help. I think Nuggets are going to beat the Lakers in 6. I think it's going to go to 6. They're not going to get swept.
I think it's going to go to 5.
I think it's going to go to 7.
Yeah,
and Browns don't take it.
You think?
Browns don't take it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Brown making a run for his final championship. Put him over Jordan for sure.
Are you dead ass?
I'm not saying he don't get past us, but he don't get past the Nuggets. Because what's Jokic going to do?
Yep. Y'all obviously know who I got winning it all.
Come on, y'all gonna pass the MPJ.
But
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon's a bucket, okay?
Who y'all gonna pass the ball to?
Jamal Murray's tough though.
Really? You gonna pass the ball to really?
Hey, Bron, just take your shot, Bron.
You gonna throw it to Davis?
Controversial playoff.
Man, a lot of outside voices.
Controversial playoff pick I have the Knicks beating the Bucks in the second round.
No,
Because I think Jalen Brunson's gonna go crazy.
It doesn't matter if Jalen Brunson goes crazy because nobody on the Knicks is guarding Giannis for 7 games. They don't have Randall's not coming back. There's a good chance OG's not going to come back. They literally are only going to have Brunson and Josh Hart.
And Dante.
That's what worries me about the East.
But they're not guarding Giannis.
No one's guarding Jalen.
I think the Celtics, the Bucks can guard the Knicks better than the Knicks can guard the Bucks, and that's not crazy because they have Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Dame, and Brooke Lopez has been playing good.
Is Randall gonna be back for sure?
He's not coming back at all. He had season-ending surgery, and
yeah, without Randall too.
Yeah.
You got Mitchell Robinson down there to help out.
he looked like he gained like 15 pounds.
And he's not doing terrible this season. It's just
I seen an interview, and his face looked way chunky.
he's on the same level as Brooke Lopez.
Defensively, yeah. Offensively, Brooke's nice.
Yeah.
They got Bobby Portis.
I got the Celtics Nuggets finals. I got Celtics winning in 6.
I don't think the Nuggets are gonna make. I said on the live that the Nuggets can repeat. I think anybody out of the West can make a run. Not anybody out of the East, but anybody out of the West can make a run to the finals here and win. The West is just so deep and stacked. It's insane.
As a Celtics fan, obviously I want to see them win, but as a basketball fan, I want to see that Clippers team win.
Yeah, I'm like upset that they're not on the OKC side of the bracket. We would only see them in the Western Conference Finals.
I think in my Western Conference Finals. I don't remember. I think it's Clippers and Nuggets who I have in mind.
No, they would play each other in the second round because it goes 1-8, 2-7.
No, the Nuggets play the Suns. They play the Suns.
3-6.
Or the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I have the Suns beating Timberwolves too because Timberwolves are so inexperienced.
Yeah, but with Cat coming back, it's gonna be nice. They're gonna be tough. It's because the Timberwolves have also beat the Nuggets more times this season than the Nuggets have beat them. Same with OKC. OKC beat the Nuggets more. But playoffs are gonna be fun. Like I'm so ready for Saturday. That Mavs Clippers series is gonna feed families. That's gonna be the most exciting first round series I think. Like I'm serious, bro. I am so ready to watch that. I haven't seen a healthy Kawhi and PG duo and healthy in so long in the playoffs. And you add Russ and James.
Russ off the bench.
I think they're gonna start Russ. I could see them. If I was them, I would start Russ in the playoffs because of his experience in the playoffs.
Let us know in the comments who you got winning it all.
Who you got winning the finals, and if you think that the Celtics are gonna win it all. If you think the Celtics are gonna make it out the East, comment below. See what the viewers think.
I think it's time for the question.
What's your pick for the finals, Nick?
Hey, them Thunder boys. Out of the East, I really don't know. I like the Bucks. I don't hate the Celtics. I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks though.
If the Celtics lose, you better be recording me, because I'm gonna break some shit.
I'm gonna break this.
We're gonna go live. We're gonna go live and do like a news report. Now live from Wyatt's apartment. Like open the door and it's like it's a wreck.
Check the TikTok.
I'm gonna get a baseball bat and just go beat down a telephone pole outside my house.
If the Celtics don't make it happen, they're a bust. The whole team is a bust.
I better be at your house because I need you. I'm gonna have to let out something. Are you gonna let me chop down that tree?
Hey, imagine we get that
Stump.
Kind of chop that thing down.
Imagine we get Celtics Thunders in the final.
That'd be so nuts. That'd be.
If they lose, you guys need to get into a rage room fast. Where they just have all those breakable shit.
Yeah, imagine the Heat, when the Heat win tonight, they play Celtics in the first round and win without Jimmy. They beat the Celtics without Jimmy.
With Jimmy, without Jimmy, I think the Celtics are probably
gonna win in 5.
Celtics would just need to rebuild after that.
I think they're gonna win in 5 without Jimmy.
Yeah.
If they said they lost, and say if they lose to the Heat without Jimmy in the first round, they should. If they lost to the Heat without Jimmy,
Just go ahead and just redo something else.
Just get rid of the whole team. Just get in a plane crash, take the whole team out. Honestly, just restart the Celtics.
If they do that, this is another podcast, a whole other podcast.
They get to they get
a whole redraft.
Yeah, where each team gets to protect 10 players on the roster.
They can pick out from.
They get to take 5 players from each roster and put them like
it.
Yeah, so like it actually happened like the early 8 stages.
You only get to keep 5.
Oh yeah, 5. You pick 5. It's like 5 to 8 or something like that, or 7 maybe. Untouchables, and then the rest of the players get sent all into a draft pool, and the team that has to completely pick a new 15 gets to choose from that. So like when they add like a new team in Seattle and Vegas, they'll have an expansion draft, and teams allowed to protect a certain amount of players, and then you're gonna lose most of your. But if they don't get picked, they just go back to your team. But if they get picked, they're now going to Las Vegas or Seattle.
I can cook up a good
like
expansion
from people
team.
who have who are already on the game.
Yes.
Yeah, you get to pick.
I thought you were saying they just get to take one from the draft.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast.
They take so like all free agents. Anybody can enter their name. Like a player like let's say like if Isaiah Thomas wasn't on a roster, he could enter it in the expansion draft. Like every free agent, every person who's still not retired. Yeah, and then like 10 players from each roster, like 8 players from each roster gets thrown in there. So like think about like OKC only got to protect 5 players. Obviously we're choosing our starting lineup.
Yeah, you gotta get.
So you think we lose Isaiah Joe, Casey Wallace possibly, Gordon Hayward, Jalen Williams, but if they don't get picked, they just come back. So
It's bad that we've lost so much, and I've been heartbroken so many times. I have anxiety for anybody who play in the playoffs.
I don't blame you.
We could be playing the Hornets, and I'd be shivering.
I got anxiety for the Thunder because it's been a long time coming.
Got beat by the Jazz,
Twice. By the Rockets.
Okay, if the Rockets make it, they're beating that Kings team.
The Rockets make what?
Playing.
That is so false.
No. Without Sengun?
All they got is
Oh yeah, they did that.
Even with Sengun.
Yeah, never mind.
I'm saying at least with Sengun they got a chance. Without
Even
Sengun
with
they ain't got a
Sengun.
chance.
I'll take Rockets 1 and 2
They're
over
topic.
Kings 1 and 2.
But obviously, I want OKC to win, but I got the Clips. I got the Clips going all the way. Want to see them boys get their first rings.
As a basketball fan, I do want that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the West is gonna be so tough. I don't care who makes it out of the West, honestly. I just want to see who makes it. As long as it's not the Lakers. I do not want to see the Lakers make it.
If the Lakers make it and the Celtics make it, I won't even stress about that.
I don't know. That'd be crazy.
That's one team I
Man, if the Clippers make it, they just better win it.
Yeah, they have to.
Westbrook with the ring, come on.
Yeah, just give him a Finals MVP too. Why not? I don't even care if he did that. Just give it to him. Just give it to him. Share. Make a co Finals MVP. Give it to the Big Four. Just break that thing up.
chopped in pieces.
But Yeah, like I said earlier in the video, we love viewer questions. New inning segment we're going to start doing is viewer questions.
Probably everyone's favorite segment.
Yeah, and it's, get your name on the podcast. It gets viewers knowing who you are. Especially if you ask a really stupid question, we get to laugh at you. But if you ask a good question, we can talk about how much ball knowledge you got. Like we're gonna start off with Caden Thomason. This is actually a really good question. Which legacy would have been affected more if Michael Jordan never played basketball? Now I'm gonna go ahead and say my first person that comes to mind for me is Kobe. Because Kobe was an MJ clone. I mean, he literally said he modeled his game after Jordan, and Jordan even said that Kobe was like a little brother, little prodigy to him because they literally played exactly alike. So that's what comes to mind first for me.
3 people actually come to mind. Kobe's one of them, LeBron's another one, and then Isaiah Thomas, because Jordan put him on the map, if I'm being honest.
What?
Jordan put
He has 2 rings in the 80s.
That don't matter.
What? He went back-to-back in the 80s.
He's famous for Jordan, and you know that.
He won back-to-back finals in the 80s. What do you mean?
That doesn't matter.
You're crazy. That might be the worst thing I've heard. That's so crazy. Nick, what you got?
I feel like LeBron, obviously, but even more than LeBron, like the people of that generation, like the Hakeem, the Bird, the Isaiah Thomas, just some of those guys that are known as obvious top 75s and even top 50s nowadays. But the argument is they ain't got rings. They ain't got enough rings.
Magic gets another one in 91, 90, 91. They get one in 90, 97 and 98. Hakeem obviously got those 2 when Jordan retired. Who knows if he, gets 2 more.
I think Las Vegas is affected pretty bad.
Shut up. He's still gonna gamble. That didn't change. Not saying if Michael Jordan never existed, just saying never played basketball.
It would have mostly affected Tiger Woods' career. Because Michael Jordan went straight PGA.
PGA. He's a nice golfer. It would affect his baseball career.
Oh yeah, Nolan Ryan would have been at risk.
Bro, no, I'm so bad at baseball.
I need it back.
Back to the topic. Yeah, Karl Malone and John Stockton probably get their first rings and seconds. Hakeem could get, more. We'd probably see Charles Barkley gets a ring because they beat the Suns in the finals. That's crazy. His legacy would mean so much more different if he got a Finals MVP and a championship.
Does Bird get more, or was he gone by that time?
He wasn't gone, but he was on the back end of his back injuries by then because Magic made the first one and they lost in 6, I think, to the Bulls, and then after that it was just straight Chicago. Scottie Pippen probably is a nobody. Not saying not a nobody, but definitely isn't as well talked about without Michael Jordan.
Dennis Rodman's flaming personality.
Nah, I think that still happens because he was like that before he got to the Bulls. He was psycho on the Pistons, and he still would have had 2 rings with the Pistons. He probably.
Steve Kerr. I would say he might not even have been a coach as much.
Steve Kerr, I could see because if he doesn't play well on those Bulls teams that made finals run, doesn't have a shot in the finals, he probably doesn't get those opportunities on other teams to win championships with the Spurs like he did.
Probably not the same coaching opportunity either.
Same thing as Ron Harper.
Yeah, Ron Harper, B.J. Armstrong, just a bunch of guys that, are well known just for being on those Bulls teams. We never get the Last Dance. We don't get a great TV show. I don't see LeBron being. I can see why you say LeBron because, like you said, you think he might play football, but
yeah,
I don't think
he went on to football because he went. Well, one, he went into basketball because the Cavs, what's it called, where they not tampered, but bribed him with a Hummer before he even decided what sport to go into. Plus, whenever he went in, he wore number 23 for Jordan, and his goal was to be better than Jordan.
Yeah, but LeBron picked up basketball for the first time at the age of 3 before he probably even knew what Michael Jordan even was. So I think no matter what, he still has a basketball career, and I still probably think, because his whole goal was to, get his family out of the projects of, not even just like a bad part of Akron and, go make a name for himself. I think he probably knew that the NBA was the best route for it, because he wanted to come straight out of high school. He wasn't going to do that for the NFL. see, that's what he did in the NBA, and so I think he probably still goes to the NBA. His legacy probably isn't like tarnished as much, because like if Jordan never exists, we don't have somebody who went 6-0 in the finals and three-peated twice.
Kareem would be the GOAT. Because
well, I'm saying LeBron is the definite. If he has the same career, LeBron is the definite GOAT.
He wouldn't know.
We don't know that is the thing. Like,
well, we also don't know if he would.
The argument would be different.
That's what I'm saying. It would be way different because he could still be 4-6 in the finals.
You'd have Bill Russell up there more often than not because even though he played against Palmer,
there would be anybody to compare him
he still had
against.
11 rings. Like nobody had close to 11 rings.
Tim Duncan would definitely be in that GOAT conversation.
I think Tim Duncan deserves to be in the top.
Mr. Fundamental.
He deserves to be up there in that conversation. 5 rings, couple MVPs, Finals MVPs.
Did he get a defensive
But
player?
let's go. When did Kareem leave Magic? You said Magic would have gotten another one.
Well, Kareem wasn't on that team in '90.
That's what I was asking.
Kareem had retired in like the late '80s. But I mean, yeah, Magic would have 5 rings, or 5, right? Yeah, 5. So he's higher in the GOAT conversation than he is right now. A lot of players' legacies would probably be different. I think about like just even future players like Curry, things like that. Not saying like he plays like Michael Jordan or anything, but just the comparisons of rings and things like that probably wouldn't mean as much if you don't have somebody who went 6-0 in the finals.
We wouldn't have a Space Jam.
I think people would talk up Kobe a lot more. Like Kobe would be, I think people would say Kobe was a top 5 player, maybe top 3 of all time if Jordan never existed because.
But there would be no Kobe.
So I'm saying, like you can say, like either way, you just never, like you don't know what's going to change if Jordan doesn't exist. But I think the NBA wise, I think if there's no Michael Jordan, we don't end up having like a Kobe that was Kobe, and I think that changes the NBA the most.
Oh yeah.
Because those are 2 of the most iconic players of all time that you're taking out of NBA history. And, you know, think about it, if Jordan never happened, Nike shuts down because he's the one that kept them afloat for so long.
Was Seattle in the Eastern Conference?
No, they're in the West. They're in the West. Yeah, they played them. Yeah, they played them. Yeah, Gary Payton probably gets a ring. Yeah. Sean Kemp, guys like that.
They probably don't lose their team.
Yeah, they probably don't blow it up. I mean, guys like Dwayne Wade who looked up to Jordan and, you know, tried to model their game after him. Like, there's so many things that could potentially change.
Right now,
yeah, Jimmy Butler. I mean, there's just so many different people you can mention.
There wouldn't be no Jimmy Butler without Jordan.
He's just one of those. He's one of those first athletes, like early on in the media age.
The NBA. I'm serious. The
NBA would not be as mainstream, probably.
The NBA wouldn't exist. If I'm being honest, because they said because when Michael Jordan came along to the NBA, money went up, ratings went up. Like they talked about shutting the NBA down in the mid '80s because they weren't making any money. They were in so much debt, and then Michael Jordan came in and basically revamped the NBA.
He saved basketball.
Yeah, and that's why there's so many more things that just means to him as the GOAT than just numbers and things like that. Like
I mean, you got Space Jam, you got Like Mike, just
basketball, life, and world in general completely changes without Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Think about there would not be as fashionable shoes.
So I'm saying, like Nike wouldn't exist.
Nike wouldn't exist.
Because they put everything into Michael Jordan to make that happen. Like y'all seen that movie Air, the movie about them signing him. It's nuts how much they put into getting him. Like they bet everything. And obviously it paid off, but you know, that doesn't happen if he doesn't play basketball. And so like I don't think there's a certain person. I think Kobe gets affected the most, but I'm saying like it's more than that. It's basketball and
Duncan wouldn't be as
well, I mean,
growing up, whenever you're first learning about basketball,
there was still crazy, like people who were known for dunking came before him, like Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, like those are guys who
I'm saying like the iconic jump from bar.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the very first things I learned about whenever I started doing anything with basketball.
Michael Jordan just did what nobody else could in his age. Like it's easy to do it now. That he did it in his age, where he changed basketball, he changed media, he changed
everything.
He changed
yeah.
like TV shows, like what
the dream, the USA team would be the same.
Who your dream athletic player is, what he does in the community. Like it's just he changed the idea of everything around what a player is.
Yeah, like I said, I think it affects the world of sports more than anything.
Yeah.
The legacy does. So great question. I mean, that's so many different variables go into it, but yeah, great question, Caden. Yeah, so if you got any questions you want us to talk about or ask or anything like that, drop them in the comments, put them in the Instagram. You can message us on Snapchat, we do not care. Comment them on TikTok, doesn't matter.
Come to my Twitch stream, just enter it in the chat.
Go comment on the community post on YouTube. But yeah, that's all I got. Y'all want to add anything?
You know, Thunder up.
Thunder up.
Hopefully it's Thunder Celtics. Then we can go to the game, you know, camp out, do something.
Yeah, but hey, on the road to 1K, we're
100K.
close.
Road to 100K.
We're on the road to 1K, we're close.
Should we do a vlog for 1K? Like vlog us at.
Oh, when the numbers are going up, yeah. We're definitely gonna do something for 1K. Haven't really figured it out yet. When we get closer, we'll kind of figure something out.
If you have any fun ideas, like stuff you'd want us to do, whenever we hit 1K, because we will make it interesting for you too.
Yeah.
You know, we will make it entertaining.
But yeah, so for the foul line, I'm Connor. This is Wyatt, and that's Nick, and we'll see y'all next time.